this is the guy who your friend, and you're over here talking about like, you know, as Charlie Kirk would want us to put our phones down and touch grass. It's like, no, man, keep the phones up. Keep dialing. Do something. Oh, my God. Where the is Kash Patel, bro? Oh, they're coming out. Right on cue, baby. Let's go. You're about to see the worst press conference. I'm telling you right now, Kash Patel, incapable of sticking to a script. Utterly incapable of coming across as a sincere person. It is about to get crazy in here. Who knows? Who knows what kind of information is going to come out of this press conference? Kash Patel,
Thank you for
baby.
being here today. My name is Hillary Kellner. I am the Communications Director for the Utah Department of Public Safety. This evening, we have FBI Director Patel.
Yeah. Our takeaway from this is going to be like, did Kash Patel do this? Because the way he's talking about it is like so suspicious.
Lieutenant Governor Deidre Henderson and Commissioner Anderson, as well as, I'm so sorry, Commissioner Bo Mason, as well as some local partners here present with us today. Governor, we'll kick it off.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us here tonight. We appreciate the media and the partnership we have with you in helping us to get information out to the public so that we can catch this assassin and hold him accountable. We are going to share a portion of a video and that we have of the suspect, as well as some new stills. Those have already been released, but we want to make sure that they get as much attention as possible so that we can get help from the public in tracking down this evil human being. So we're going to cue up the video right now. Show that. I've asked Commissioner Bo Mason if he would narrate to you what is happening in this video.
I'm done. If the TMZ watermark is on that, I'm gonna lose my mind. Okay, it's not. It is a new video.
If you look up in
Okay.
the top left, you'll see the building where the was chromed out in the top left corner. We'll go ahead and play that video, and I'll narrate as we walk through that.
They have nothing, by the way, which is crazy.
So here you see the suspect ran behind that upper building. He's going to come out on the right, moves to this far right corner. As he does, he's going to climb off the edge and then drop down to the ground. As he did that, he left some palm impressions. There's some smudges, some places we're looking to collect DNA. There's a shoe imprint where we believe the suspect is clearly identified as wearing Converse tennis shoes. Again, we'll replay that again so you can get another view of that. It's important to note his black t-shirt, his black pants, and there appears to be some white on the soles of those Converse tennis shoes. Those are all identifiable items that we're looking for. In the stills that are going to follow this, you're going to see a very distinctive t-shirt with an American flag and appears to have an eagle on it. There's also a baseball cap with a triangle on it.
Dude, that's crazy.
A pair of sunglasses. All distinctive, all things that we would ask the public to look for and try to identify if they know someone who has those items, who has been seen wearing those items. We're looking for all that information. Here you see the suspect after dropping off the building. He moved around across this grass area, around the parking lot. We're going to pan to the right.
Bro just walked away like Ezio, bro. This is Assassin's Creed.
This is where he moves over into
no fall damage.
This is the video evidence that we utilize to track his movements.
Bro, that's okay. Okay, look. I know the shoe profile made it seem like he's like some young possible groiper, but I mean,
so here's the still
this dude,
I mentioned these have been enhanced.
he looks man. Am I crazy?
Earlier, please pay close attention to the t-shirt. Like I said, very distinctive with that American flag and that eagle. The hat with the triangle and the sunglasses. If you go to the next picture, please.
Oh, what are they going to leak?
As well. All identifying features that we're hoping the public can help us identify and lead us to this suspect. Next picture. And again, there's a better picture of the hat with that triangle logo, and again, the t-shirt. Blue jeans, and you get a good look at those Converse tennis shoes as well. We have pushed these out. We'll continue to push these out, and we just ask for the public's cooperation through the public. The tips that have been coming in are what are giving us our next leads and enabling us to continue to further this investigation. We've had great cooperation from the public, And we're continuing to ask for that as we move forward. Thank you.
The suspicion is the rifle was in his bag, and it was put together on the spot.
Mason, I want to thank Director Patel and his team. It's great to have them on the ground with us tonight. We've had several briefings, and he's had an opportunity to walk the crime scene. We appreciate our local law enforcement here. Again, we have Mike Smith, who is the county sheriff here. We have all of our local chiefs of police that are here as well, all working hand in hand with the state and with the FBI as we move forward with this investigation. Now,
bro, there's got to be a mother out there that's like, that's my son. You know what I mean? There's got to be a parent out there that's like, well, my son hasn't been around all day. What's going on?
I do want to share a couple.
You know what I mean? Like, what the?
We cannot do our job without the public's help right now. The public has answered our call for action. So far, we've received more than 7,000 leads and tips. I would just note that the FBI hasn't received this many digital media tips from the public since the Boston Marathon bombing. This case also highlights the dedication of our law enforcement community. We have 20 federal, state, and local law enforcement partners that are working shoulder to shoulder to find the person who committed this horrific crime. With their support, we've completed nearly 200 interviews. As you're aware, as has already been reported, the FBI is offering a $100,000 reward for information leading to the identification and arrest of the person responsible for the murder of Charlie Kirk.
They got nothing, dude. This is terrible.
We also continue to implore the public to support this investigation and come forward with any information. We are truly hopeful that this video and new photos will lead to even more tips. We are processing. We have an incredible team, a state and federal team working together to process those tips. We are going out in tandem to interview any potential person of interest or suspects. But we need, again, we need as much help as we can possibly get. Any videos or photos that you might have, the public, should be submitted to our digital media tip line, which is fbi.gov/Utah Valley shooting, all lowercase. Again, that is fbi.gov/Utah Valley shooting, all lowercase. You can also provide general tips about the shooting by calling 1-800-CALL-FBI. That's 1-800-CALL-FBI, or at tips.fbi.gov. This is, I would just say, this is not just a local matter here in Utah. We have people all over the country that are helping to bring this perpetrator to justice for Charlie Kirk and his family. I will just add as well that, as was mentioned, there is a lot of forensic evidence that is being processed right now at both the state lab and the federal labs, federal lab on the East Coast. So we are working in tandem together. I would also just add a word of note for those people who are spending so much time on social media. I think Charlie said it best, that when things get bad, we should put our phones down and spend a little time with our families. There is
this guy really loved Charlie Kirk, by the way.
We are tracking our team, the state team, and I'm sure the federal team as well. What we're seeing is our adversaries
love him, dude.
China, we have bots from Russia, China, all over the world that are trying to instill disinformation and encourage violence. I would encourage you to ignore those, to turn off those streams, and spend a little more time with our families. We desperately need some healing. We'll have more to say about that in the days and weeks to come. More than anything, we are going to catch this person. Last thing I will just say is we've been working with our attorneys, getting everything that we need, affidavits ready, so that we can pursue the death penalty in this case, and that will happen here in the state of Utah. Again, to the public, to those who are grieving, thank you for your prayers. I know we are feeling those prayers. I know the Kirk family is feeling those prayers as well. We pray that God will bless our nation at this very dark time. We can start healing by finding this perpetrator and holding him accountable, and we need your help to do that. Thank you.
Wait, nothing from... That's it? That's it? No cash money? No cash money? Dude. Bro, they knew if they had Cash Money Patel on there, people would be like, okay, you did it, right? Like, why are you being so weird and finicky? But it is alarming that this is the only new revelation we got from this. It's nothing. It's literally nothing. They gave us nothing. They know less than we do, man. What the going on? They know as much as the guy who was using Grok to artificially enhance the images that they released earlier. They're probably being careful and don't want the to know if they know more. Very common in investigations. Yeah, very common in investigations when you go, hey, we're right at the precipice of apprehension, but please, we are begging you to send us any information you have because we don't know shit. American public, save us. The fact that the FBI is so hamstrung now that they can't find the guy who shot their friend does not bode well for everyone who is not their friend. Incompetency. Yeah. What the man? No, that's what I was thinking too. It's like, dude. This puts the conversations that I've had with federal law enforcement in the aftermath of receiving like what they consider to be credible death threats in a totally different light. It makes so much more sense. They'll just have like a Discord printout of a screenshot and they'll be like, hey, this seems like I just, these guys are useless, man. What is happening? I thought that they were just like around. I thought that they were around like they're just, trying to do like busy work or something. It turns out that is how it works in the background. All of the billions of dollars of television was just to make us think that there's like brilliant dudes back there, like, a team of lawyers. Like this is because that's what the FBI is, right? Like CIA's the criminals, FBI is supposed to be like a bunch of suits, bunch of lawyers, and they just get together and they investigate, they're diligent investigators. Turns out that's just movies, man. They just straight up are like, I don't know. You'd be like, where is the guy? You don't have anything on him? You don't have anything on him because this is the guy who killed your friend. This is the guy who killed your friend. And you're over here talking about like, as Charlie Kirk would want us to put our phones down and touch grass. It's like, no, man, keep the phones up. Keep dialing. Do something. What the? You made this a big deal, okay? And in some ways, especially, once again, too close to the issue for myself, okay? I am too close to the issue. So for me, I'm like, what is happening here? There's just no punishments. There's no penalties. There's no investigation. What's going on here? What the? Not even a little bit? Not even
today. Maybe he hurt himself during that jump, but I know he's a shooter and I know this. I mean, that could be happening right now. The purpose of tonight's press conference was to put out that video, not because you can identify him from that video. It was to garner more interest, garner more play, get more eyes on those photographs that come with the video. Yeah. They're trying to stir the pot because they're waiting for that call. Yeah, I mean, they had this press conference scheduled for a little bit earlier in the day, and it's been postponed. I mean, actually now almost 6 hours since they, maybe more than 6 hours since they last said that they were going to have one, saying that the developments were coming rapidly. Do you see a difference between what we know today, based on what they said, and what they knew perhaps yesterday evening?
Well, I think the big thing right now is the video, right? So now they have this description, they had this the visual of the suspect. They walk through in this press conference. They walk through very specific details: the hat, the details of the hat, the details of the shirt, the details of the shoes. Why? Because something like that is going to stick out in somebody's mind and go, wait a minute, that guy has a Converse sneaker. He's acting a little weird. I'm going to make a call. So crowdsourcing information by law enforcement is a common tactic, right? But the challenge right now is, we heard them talk about just the amount of tips that they're getting. The challenge is volume and velocity of these tips coming in. Every single one of them has to be reviewed, researched, and adjudicated as to, is this a valid lead? Is this actionable? Again, if you think about the volume, that is a monumental task right now for the FBI and local law enforcement to do that. But it's that needle in a haystack. It's that one person in the McDonald's that says, I think I see this suspect. Yeah. And that's where they can action off of it. We also have with us Andrew McCabe, a former FBI deputy director.
Andy, I wonder what you think of the progress of this investigation so far. They don't have an identity of this person, and they are.
Turns out when people don't like you, they don't want to help you. Brother, if you think the current FBI, who is led by a right-wing podcaster who knows Charlie Kirk personally, doesn't like Charlie Kirk, I don't know what to tell you. What is shocking about this is, like, this is a government run by podcasters, and they killed a podcaster. This is a government run by right-wing podcasters. And this dude, a right-wing podcaster, and killed him. So even if they didn't personally like Charlie Kirk all that much, or maybe they had like a disagreement or something, I feel like they would, at least out of, ensuring that this doesn't happen to them as, brothers in bond, other podcasters, they probably, I assume they would be demonstrating a level of competence beyond what they're doing currently. Not good. Bo Mason, the head of Utah's public safety, told NBC tonight the authorities have no idea about the identity and location of Charlie Kirk. A remarkable definitive statement. This clip just aired on Psaki briefing on MSNBC. What? What?
I know you can't say too much here, but is it your understanding that this individual...
Okay, this also kind of makes me feel like this is like an inside job or something. Like, this is... No.
...may be close by or still in Utah?
We have no idea. We're exploring leads for individuals out of state. And
this man said, we know you can't reveal too much, but what can you reveal? And the dude said, we don't know anything. We don't know anything at all. I don't know if it's a guy or a girl. I don't know what state he's in. I think we found his gun, but it could be somebody else's gun. Really, it's Utah. There's a lot of guns around. Why would they reveal anything? What are you talking about? Have you guys never watched like a manhunt, like a high-profile manhunt before? Is this your first interaction with law enforcement? This is remarkably bad. It's worse than, dude, they literally apprehended not one, but two random people, okay? Like in the immediate aftermath. And this wasn't like a murder that took place in a quiet neighborhood far away from prying eyes. Like, this was a public event at a college campus where there are a ton of cameras and a ton of people filming the event. Do you understand? Like, with Luigi Mangione, they went nutty mode, okay? They put the island on lockdown. They put New York City, Manhattan on lockdown instantly. No one in, no one out. He still got away. And they still were incompetent in the process, but at least like it seemed like there was a ton more effort and a ton more competence. Please lock doors, my handsome angel. Okay. Like, lock in like you did with Ryan Ruth. Is he a lib or a hog? I can't tell. I mean, he is hog coded in the fits for sure. Okay. He's hog coded in the fits. And as soon as I took one look at Ryan Ruth and I was like, that's a liberal. Like, that's like a, he is wearing Converse, though. Hogs wear Converse, too. Converse is a lib shoe. I mean, I don't know. I think he might be griped up. Yeah, it's definitely a results-based business. This is a disaster. I will say, like, how many libs are in Utah, dude? I mean, there's some, but I feel like you need to be in a super densely slammed, libbed up environment to have a lib that's, like, cracked enough. You know what I mean? Like, there's not that many. I mean, I know they're all in Salt Lake City, and I know it's a college campus. There's libs there too, right? But you have to, it's a game of, I mean, you're looking at this like a game of statistics, right? Like, there is a higher likelihood that there's going to be a crazy lib in an area that is super densely slammed with a bunch of liberals. Because a person coming out and like taking the initiative and like planning this thing out and taking the all the stuff, lining up the sides, taking the running away, all of that requires something extraordinary. A lot, like you have to be a lot more invested in the average person. So it's already statistically very unlikely that you're going to arrive at a person that's willing to do that. But then for that person to also be like in the minority in a state like Utah, it just makes it even harder. I mean, the fact that he like assembled and then disassembled the gun on the spot is also pretty crazy. What was the private jet theory you mentioned this morning? There is a private jet that flew out and like the ADB tracker was shut off, or at least like couldn't get triggered. But I don't think that was that's not crazy. It's easy to do that, dude. That's not that easy, man. And it wasn't an AR. Chatters, you say, okay, let me tell you something. You say like, oh, first of all, the not even an AR. It's a bolt action rifle. Okay, that's number one. Number two, even if you were to, even if it was an AR, okay, it's not that easy to assemble an AR and then make sure that it's working and then shoot a person, a human being. Like, that's not, why are you saying it is? It's not. A lot can go wrong. There's so many points of failure. This isn't Call of Duty. What the, plus he didn't even have an AR anyway. It was a bolt action hunting rifle. This is why it makes me feel like this guy is at least like military trained or something, but I don't know. Maybe it's Utah. Maybe there's a lot of fucking people who grow up around farms. They go hunting at an early age. If he has that shirt that like disabled vets have gotten, as some in my community were saying, like that's a shirt that was sent out to disabled veterans. Even narrowing the timeline, he could have I guess he could have a disabled veteran relative if it's not himself, because he looks too young. There's a big difference between hitting a target from that distance and landing a kill shot on one attempt. According to reports, the casing was still in the chamber. He didn't even plan on taking a second. Yeah, I'm a disabled veteran and never got that shirt. Well, L for you, chatter. That's a L, big dog. Thank you for your service.
Individuals that live close by, we literally have persons of interest, tips coming in on the tip line that are spanning far and wide.
Hope you at least got maximum disability. You know what I mean? Hopefully you got 100% at least. So you got your shit paid out. SPLC says there's an active Oath Keeper group in the UVU area. Great. He instantly unscrewed that barrel of the rifle. Yeah, it has to be halved when he's jumping off that roof, correct? What's in his arms on the ground when he's creed walking? Yeah, it looked like he just disassembled it. He assembled it when he got up, and then he disassembled it and then put it in his backpack. But then it doesn't make sense because he like trashed it later, right? Because they found the gun, and I think they found the gun assembled, or at least that's what they made it seem like. So that doesn't make a lot of sense either. So what? Like he disassembled it and then assembled it again, only to trash it? That also doesn't make sense. Is he wearing meta glasses in the new angle? No, I don't think so.
The focus was inside the courtyard area where the shooting had unfolded. Abby?
Yeah. Back in the room here in New York, Jonathan Wackrow, that neighborhood is, as Ed Levendera just pointed out, going to have a lot of information embedded in it. A doorbell camera.
Bro, we have a crazy amount of surveillance in this state. Like, we live under a surveillance state, and it's kind of shocking when you see something like this where like a dude with a hat and glasses can just absolutely nuke all of that. Like, that is crazy to me that a dude, one hat, one skin tight Oakleys, and red states are basically living, it seems like, in an era where you could just like kind of do a murder, and if no one saw you physically do the murder, you were basically good to go. Or like bank robberies, you know what I mean? Remember back in the day, obviously I'm not that old either, but back in the day you could just like kind of kill people and then, you know, they just had nothing. If nobody saw you do it, there was like no way to figure out if you actually did the, I didn't say back in my day, I said back in the day, okay? And it feels like, I guess if you're in Utah, they're still like operating as though it's 1930s. Looks like the weapon is in his hands, wrapped in a shirt. You can see him handle it as he climbs down. Yeah, if you're a white dude with Oakleys and a baseball cap and like, you know, an American flag long sleeve tee, it's over. You're going free. They have to arrest. What are they going to do? Arrest 80% of the state? They can't do that. That's 80% of the state. They can't arrest everybody.
It's both. Yeah. Both of those are good things.
Yeah.
Tons of video to go through. And, you know, as Jonathan said, you know, you do that video canvas till you don't see him anymore.
Someone also brought up a really good suggestion. They said he probably has arm tattoos. That also does make sense for why he was wearing a long sleeve.
you want to get him as far as you can get him till you don't have him anymore, because that might take you to the vehicle he jumped in.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, knowing whether there was a vehicle that he jumped in is super important, and I'm not sure. That hasn't been
that's the
revealed,
wrapped around
but
in
if
the
they know
shirt,
that, that would certainly
or
be
like
a
some
big,
kind of cloth
step.
Yep. And I mean, then, there's the possibility of, well, did he go to the interstate? And then there's the second question, which is, we know the university parking lots had license plate readers, but the interstate might. The state police would know where they are. And, if that vehicle, even if you didn't have the plate from the video, if it passed an LPR, you would get that as a piece of data. The point is, absent somebody giving them a great suspect that they arrest and confesses tonight, they'll do the hard slog, no matter how many days or weeks that takes.
Until the right tip comes in, because essentially that is...
Think about it this way. Look at